Welcome, Lions News Fan Report family. I'm thrilled to have you here on this journey into the heart and mind of Detroit football. Before we dive in, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss the pulse of Motor City. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that magnetic pull when a rumor whispers just beneath the surface, teasing your curiosity and igniting your imagination? That's exactly where we stand today. Picture this. OTAs buzzing in Allen Park, teammates sweating through drills, and in the midst of it all, a secret so tantalizing it could shift our entire defensive identity. What if I told you Detroit's front office has quietly given the green light on a blockbuster move, one that could bring former Miami Dolphins All-Pro Byron Jones to our secondary? Byron's reputation as a shutdown corner with Pro Bowl credentials precedes him, and if this rumor pans out, the ripple effect could be seismic. So, let's dissect the psychological underpinnings of this speculation. Why does it grip us so intensely, and what could it mean for the Lions? First, let's acknowledge our collective desire for hope. Fans crave validation that the franchise sees the same opportunities we see, chances to crush expectations, defy critics, and rise above past disappointments. And right now, the rumor mill suggests Detroit is targeting Byron Jones, whose versatility to play outside corner, slot, or even safety makes him a Swiss Army knife in the back end. But the front office isn't naming names yet. Instead, they're feeding us cryptic hints. We're close, trust the process. That strategic ambiguity triggers our brain's pattern-seeking instinct. We scan social media for clues, parse every interview clip, and spin countless what-if scenarios. That's persuasion at work. When you withhold information, you amplify engagement. Suddenly, every comment from Coach Campbell or GM Brad Holmes becomes a breadcrumb leading us deeper into the woods of speculation. Now, let's add another layer. The number 5 that appeared on a mysterious social media post from Byron's former teammate on the Dolphins. Just the solitary digit. No context, no caption. Why does that small symbol send our minds spiraling? Because humans are wired to connect dots. We think perhaps 5 days until an official announcement, or Byron's 5 Pro Bowl nods, or even his classic jersey number reference. That tiny clue triggers anticipation, and anticipation is the fuel that powers fandom. It makes you lean forward, heart pounding. What's next? And if our next step is securing a lockdown cornerback, like Byron Jones, imagine how that plays into our collective psyche. But let's ground ourselves in reality. Detroit already invested heavily in DJ Reed this offseason, handing him a 3-year, $45 million contract. Reed's versatility, playing both outside and slot, gives us defensive flexibility. Yet fans and analysts alike agree that the missing piece is a veteran shutdown artist, someone whose reputation alone alters the chemistry of our secondary. Byron Jones fits that mold. In Miami last season, he graded out among the league's top 10 corners, allowing a passer rating under 60 when targeted. Plugging Byron alongside Brian Branch, who as a rookie earned a 76.0 PFF coverage grade, could create a tandem that offenses dread. Could this pairing transform our defense into a unit that dictates tempo, not merely reacts? The possibilities are thrilling, but deliberately veiled by those in the know. Let's talk timing. Word on the street is that cap maneuvers in Miami could clear by June 1st, clearing the path for Detroit to pounce on Byron. From a psychological standpoint, that June 1st date becomes an anchor in our minds. We circle the calendar, our anticipation, building day by day. Each passing hour without confirmation heightens emotional investment, because uncertainty breeds longing. We find ourselves replaying every team meeting rumor, every hushed hallway conversation. And when, or if, that announcement arrives just as practice fades into mid-June, the emotional payoff will be exponential. It taps into our brain's reward, circuitry. The closer we get to resolution, the more dopamine surges in anticipation of closure. But be mindful. Skepticism lurks in every corner of Lions fandom. Is this too good to be true? What if Byron's hamstring issues linger, or negotiations collapse at the last minute? When our hopes soar, our rational minds push back with doubt. That dialectic tension, hope versus skepticism, is exactly what makes this rumor so irresistible. We want to believe, but we also protect ourselves from disappointment. Here's where Detroit's decision-makers play a masterful psychological game. By leaking tantalizing yet incomplete information, they keep us oscillating between excitement and caution. As long as we stay invested, they control the narrative. Let's not forget the tangible impact on our locker room dynamics. Imagine a young Brian Branch, once the sole rising star in the secondary, now sharing the field with Byron Jones. How might that elevate his confidence? How might it push him to refine his craft even further, driven by the implicit message, "We believe in your future, but here's someone who can teach you the nuances of NFL excellence right now." That mentorship potential can be as influential as any on-field talent. And when players sense that leadership, it permeates the team's collective mindset, an intangible force that can carry us through tight divisional battles. As we digest every rumor, every cryptic social media post, remember that speculation is not deception. We're not inventing lies. We're exploring possibilities grounded in small but meaningful truths. Holmes's front office has proven before that they're unafraid to zig when experts zag. In recent seasons, they've unearthed hidden gems who transformed our roster. Does that track record not lend credence to the idea that they might pull off another coup now? This interplay between past success and future promise ignites our hope, even as we temper it with caution. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss a beat from Detroit's front line of insider intel. Now, let's peel back another layer of this tantalizing mystery and zero in on how Byron Jones would fit into our schemes and exactly when we might see him suit up in Honolulu blue. We know he's an all-pro caliber athlete, someone who can lock down the perimeter, play press man on outside receivers, or drop into center field and patrolling safety responsibilities. In defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn's system, flexibility reigns supreme. Imagine Byron lining up across from Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill, using his rare combination of length and speed to erase routes at the line of scrimmage. Meanwhile, Glenn could dial up more exotic pressures, blitzing Aiden Hutchinson or Alex Anzalone up front, and trust Byron to mirror any inside-out routes or deep stems with ease. Could that strategic upgrade be the difference between surrendering 24 points per game and holding opponents under 20? It's a small margin at the NFL level, but that tiny difference often separates playoff teams from pretenders. From a psychological standpoint, the ripple effect of signing Byron extends far beyond on-field performance. Our defense would gain an identity of intimidation. Opponents would study tape and see a shutdown unit that dares offenses to test them. Picture the mental edge gained when a quarterback knows there's no safe window to throw. He hesitates a split second too long, and that's all it takes for Byron to undercut a route or snatch an interception. That hesitation could turn 3rd and 5 into 4th and 5, swinging momentum in high-stakes matchups. In Detroit's cold, roaring roar of fans, this intangible atmosphere of dread around our secondary could become our sixth man, tilting close contests in our favor. But how soon could we realistically see this move happen? Reports suggest the cap situation in Miami clears by June 1st, which would align perfectly with the NFL's window for official announcements. If Holmes and his capologists can clear enough space, they could sign Byron on June 2nd, unleashing a media blitz that dominates sports headlines. Imagine this exact moment. Practice begins, and reports surface. Detroit finalizes deal for former Miami All-Pro Byron Jones. Will debut in pads next week. That single news wire could send chills through opposing receivers and spark a tidal wave of excitement across our fan base. By late July, as training camp heats up, we could see Byron in full pads, breaking down pre-snap reads with Branch and forging chemistry before the regular season even kicks off. Now, Lions News Fan Report. Family, it's time to hear from you. Do you believe Byron Jones will lace up for Detroit before September? Which position, corner or safety, do you think brings the most immediate impact? And what's your gut feeling? One Week 1 appearance or a strategic debut around Week 4 or 5? Drop your boldest predictions in the comments below, because your voice fuels this conversation more than any leaked memo. If you've been electrified by this breakdown, show us some love with a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed. Our next video will analyze Byron's first snaps, scheme adjustments, and whether this gamble pays off. Until then, stay hungry, stay hopeful, and keep roaring. Lions Nation, our moment may be just around the corner.